What's going on, y'all? So, super quick, been on my brain a lot, and it's been a relevant theme in my life. Spiritual warfare, man, and beneath that spiritual warfare being the need to protect your energy. Um, I've, I'm hard headed. I'm super hard headed, and I have to learn the hard way for me to. I have to, I have to be forced into learning something. And I'm breaking that. That after this shit that I just experienced, that is broken. That trait is broken. I no longer want to be that individual that has to learn the hard way. That has to be hard headed. It's not cool. It's not cool. But um, save the energy and learn from the others that you're hearing from. But oh man, um, yeah. Basically, you know that an individual or that's a habit you may have in your life, you just know when it's bad for you. You know it ain't right for you. And it's the intuition. Some of us are more in tune with the intuitiveness. Some of us have to kind of read up on it, learn up on it, or speak to individuals who are intuitive. But really, if you want to get into it, man, just get into that silence. Get into your silence and breathe. Do breathing exercises, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. And just always being cognitive of what your body's telling you. Like a lot of people get the anxious feeling, the nervousness, the anxiety. That's your intuitiveness telling you, hey, you gotta bounce, you gotta get up out of here. But if you don't protect your energy, it ends in you being drained. You being limited on who you really are. You cap your growth when you don't protect your energy. You really cap on how much you can maximize yourself, how much you can give to the world, and most importantly, give to yourself. So protecting your energy, like I'll use an example, and not from my personal life, but just to relate it. Um, it could be friends that are telling you well, like that they're telling you that they mean well, and they try to show you that they mean well, but deep inside you're like, man, it's something not right. It's something not right. Now sometimes you gotta really reflect on it and see if there's any past experiences that you've had that could maybe be blocking or preventing you from seeing the good in people. But oftentimes, like, that intuitiveness is telling you the truth. And if you don't get it, I can make another video speaking about following your intuition and how to be in tune with it. But yeah, y'all, there's spiritual warfare, man. There's so many self-absorbed people. There's so many people who just can't see past themselves. It's all about, this is what I did, and it's my way. And if I fuck up, I didn't really fuck up. You see what I'm saying? Like, people will make these mistakes, and it's not everybody, but there's a handful of people. These people that make these mistakes, and then they'll point the finger and try to point out your mistakes because they can't own their own. Like, you fucked up, so own it. Don't point out my flaws because you're ashamed of yours. Like, if I'm willing to own my flaws, but the whole time, like, you know, you keep having to shun me for what I did wrong, but you've made numerous mistakes as well. Self-absorbed, man. And a lot of times, there will be people in our life that we know we need to let go of, but the healer in us as people, it wants to fix that person, or it wants to fix the relationship. It wants to make things right, but you can't do that with everybody. Like, not everybody is on the same point as you with their journey internally. Not everybody's on the same path, spiritually, mentally. Some people still have traumas that they haven't repaired themselves from. Some people still have emotional blockages. Some people might just have legitimate chemical, like, dysfunction in their brain, or whatever word you want to use. Their chemicals are just not right in the brain, so they're not able to do some of the functions that a normal, healthy person can, who's trying to heal themselves and get right on their journey. But yeah, just don't drain yourself. If you meet a person in this world and you're presented a situation where you need to remove them, remove them. There's no second guessing. Your intuition is telling you that this is not good. Your spirit is speaking to you. Your spirit speaks. You feel it in your emotional body. You feel it in the physical form. Tenseness. I have a habit where I bounce my leg. If I'm sitting down, I'll bounce my leg on the tip of the tip of my foot. So, you know, just follow those cues, follow those signs. If your breathing gets short, your chest gets kind of tight, you might get a little sweaty on your armpits or whatever. Your forehead might get a little hot. You might get a little temperature rush. Listen to those signs. Listen to those signs. And if your head, you know, and if in your head a person scares you, if they put fear into you because of what they could possibly do, as far as they might betray you, they might harm you, they're not trustworthy, give people a shot. Don't live life not giving people chances, but give people a shot. You know, you can't walk around out here in fear and not having a trustworthy soul, because if you can't trust people, you're not to be trusted. That's the issue you got to figure out within yourself. But, you know, give people that shot. But that first chance, be stingy, be selfish, put you first. Like, love you. Love yourself enough to say, I'm not going to tolerate any bullshit. I'm not going to tolerate anything that's going to take away from my positive abundance. Like, my abundance of positivity. Don't entertain shit that will leave you feeling less than. That will leave you feeling tired, drained, and I don't know if social media might have played a part in this. I wrote a paper on this a while ago, and it was a college professor. She wanted me to publish it, and it was talking about, I named it technology and the detriment to the human function. Some shit like that. Technology and the detriment of human functionality. And she told me to publish. She said, "Wow, this is pretty profound. You have a lot of facts, a lot of empirical evidence that backs up what your claim is." And I mean, I feel like I'm correct on that. But social media has led people to be in this self-absorbed state constantly, like always looking for. And these are traits of a narcissist. Like, go read the DSM whatever 5 that they're on. There's 9 prevalent traits of a narcissistic individual. They always need validation. They can't take accountability for themselves, and so on and so forth. Like, but the leading one that correlates to the social media thing is the need for constant validation, the need for approval. And then a lot of people get on there and then will try to create this worth of themselves that they just don't have. They don't bring like a value to the table that's below the surface. Like, who cares about what you look like? Who cares about your money? Who cares about the material things you have? What intangible things that you bring to the table that can positively affect people? And that's kind of where I'm at with this right now. That's why I'm making these videos. I want to positively help somebody, whether it's a person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. And I'm not the best. Like, I'm still trying to get in the groove of talking to a fucking camera and look at myself in my iPad on a tripod. Like, I'm trying to figure that out still. But social media has played a great role in people being self-centered. And maybe it's debatable. Does social media actually have an impact on, you know, the development of the brain, on how the brain is laid out, and all the different portions and sections of the brain, like the frontal cortex or the orbital lobe, whatever, you know, shit like that. I don't know if there's much evidence in that. I haven't looked in it recently, but I'm starting to notice people do have a lot more of a self-centered approach to their life and to their interactions with people. It's more about, like, how good can you make me feel, rather than how much can we build each other up. You know, I don't have to give you all of myself, and I don't need you to give me all of you. But how well can we communicate as a team to build each other up into oneness together? Still 2 separate entities, but oneness together. And I don't see a lot of people having that. Like, I got ridiculed for. I go to bed. I'm in bed by 8 o'clock. I got ridiculed by an individual for that, because I wake up at 4:15. I go to the gym in the morning. Somebody told me I'm a child, and as an example, I blocked them. I'm like, man, I ain't got time for that shit, bro. You're not finna insult me because I'm on the path to making myself greater. You know, you're content with where you're at in life, and my discipline, my willingness to do what you're not willing to do, offend you, so you have to disrespect me. Like, that's an example of protecting you. Man, get the fuck out of here. You blocked, and you can't come back. There ain't nothing you can do to come back around me, because you're gonna bring down my energy. You're gonna bring down my positivity. You're gonna bring down the mindset that I'm trying to spread to the world, but make a consistent part of myself. I come from a world where it's very hard to be positive. It's very hard to be positive, but I'm left no choice but to be a positive individual. I'm left no choice but to be optimistic about the future, but actually doing things to bring about that positivity. I'm not just out here in fantasy land like, I'm gonna manifest all this and the power of attraction and whatever the fuck, the book, The Secret. I'm not doing all that. I'm out here actually living my life, like doing fundamental things to keep my positive energy up. And you have to do that as well. And the moment that you get some negativity around you, vamoose, you got to go. You're not allowed here. You're not, because this is sacred. It's sacred to get to a point. Everybody possesses a sacredness about themselves. Everybody possesses a sacred energy. Everybody does. Some people will write it off as, well, I'm just a human, and I'm gonna just live life however I want to live. Well, to each his own. I don't judge nobody, but everybody possesses a sacredness about themselves. Just the ability to breathe life. Like, you're on Earth, and it's so perfect for us to be able to live, and the animals and the plants. You got the atmosphere is perfectly leveled. You got a perfect amount of oxygen, the perfect amount of carbon dioxide, which those things are starting to change. The atmosphere is perfectly labeled. The plants give us more oxygen. Water does what it's supposed to do. It's the perfect temperature for us to live. That right there lets me know that this is special and that this ain't gonna last very long. We've seen it, like our history books and evidence tells us that this don't last long. So try to make it a goal of yours to just radiate as much energy as you can and be selfish with it. People will call you narcissistic. People will call you manipulative, but you cannot let that. You can't let that affect your internal being. You can't let that make you feel like you can't let that make you question yourself. You can't allow that to say to yourself, am I really that? Am I really a fucking piece of shit? You're not. You're not. You're not a piece of shit. You're not a piece of shit for saying, I want better for myself and you don't bring me any good right now, so I'm gonna do away with you and you're not allowed back in. That in itself is so powerful. You're gonna offend the demonic energy in this world. You're gonna offend the demonic people. And they're gonna attack you. They're gonna try to fucking make you feel like you're the one who's wrong. They're gonna make you feel like that you have no good left to give to people. But that's just not true. That's not true. And when you do come across those people, cut it off. Karate chop that motherfucker. Just cut it off. Get them up out of there. But yeah, y'all, like, make it a priority to just be selfish with your energy. It's a spiritual warfare going on. I believe social media has played a great part in that. Spiritual warfare is real. People have had spiritual encounters in this world and they want to write it off as it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence, or this just seemingly happened. Like, no, spirituality, there's an energy that scientists, they see it, but they can't break it down. They can't study it. They can't actually observe it, but they know it's there. They're able to observe it to a degree. They can observe it, but they can't break it down and prove and experiment with it. And I want to say it's called black matter. Don't quote me on that, but look it up for yourself, because I'm gonna do that after, actually. But yeah, protect yourself, man. It's dire out here. Right now, people are poor. People are looking for any way to get some money, and they will do demonic things. People will do demonic things for money. They'll commit murder. They'll stoop down to treacherous sexual acts. So again, just be selfish with that energy. When you're selfish with that energy and you allow for the maximum amount of positivity in your life, it allows the journey through life to be that much easier. It kind of takes off that load of like feeling tired and feeling exhausted from the world, especially my people who are introverted like myself. Like, if you're an introvert, you really have to make it a priority to eliminate negativity and to protect yourself from that, or else you're gonna be feeling real conflicted and fucked up. But yeah, protect your energy, love yourself, prioritize yourself. You're not manipulative or narcissistic for that, for protecting yourself and removing people from your world. Again, we not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm a human by default, so my DNA is set up for me to fail and be emotionally impulsive. But at the end of the day, you gotta protect yourself. You gotta love yourself and maximize your opportunity for success in the world. Peace and love.